Hi guys, how's it going?
You're good.
Cool.
Yeah.
You guys introduce yourselves to, a beautiful.
Ladies first.
Okay. Hi. So, I'm Amy. I'm on the national team this year, serving with NET Ministries. I'm 18 and I'm from the Gold Coast. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm Peter. I'm 19 years old, also serving on the national team with NET Ministries, Australia, and I am from Sydney.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell me more about NET Ministries and what's the mission and the vision and all that jazz.
Yeah, for sure. NET is a youth ministry organisation. And I guess the best way to explain it is our mission is to encourage young people to love Jesus and embrace the Catholic Church. We're a non-for-profit organisation and we are made up of volunteers. We have 7 teams around Australia all doing different mission work, and we are all full-time volunteers on those teams.
Yeah, pretty much. NET is really a peer-to-peer relational ministry that really goes into schools and meets young people where they're at. And that's something that we really fight for because we believe that rules without relationship equals rebellion, and that if young people don't have a personal relationship with Jesus, then they're going to fall away. And we really just encourage them to do that by getting to know them and being relational with them.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you mentioned like a bit about the different types of teams. So can you tell me more about that and what I guess the differences are and what maybe a normal day looks like within those different teams, I guess? Yeah.
So as I said, there are 7 teams and there's 3 different types of teams we have. You have Encounter Mission, which are the teams that we'll explain a bit more afterwards, but they're the teams that just kind of like go into one school, run a retreat, and then they move on. Those kind of things. So us on the national team, we're an Encounter team. We travel around the country just running retreats in different schools and then, moving on. You have your local or MX mission teams. And they're based in a local parish or school or diocese kind of area for an entire year and really immerse themselves in that community. And then you have your FX uni teams where they're based on a university campus and they just get to kind of know the students there a bit more.
Cool.
Yeah, so to go dive further into what Encounter Mission is, like Peter said, being on the national team, that is an Encounter Mission team. And I guess kind of the day-to-day of what that looks like is that, we get to travel around Australia and we get to go into different schools, go to different parishes. And we kind of call this ministry sow and go. So you sow the seeds, you lay the foundation down, you allow young people to have that encounter with Jesus and let them know that Jesus is someone you can have a personal relationship with. And then, you go and you pray and you trust that Jesus is going to water those seeds and firm that foundation. Kind of day to day, especially with us on the national team, sometimes that may look like traveling around, having a travel day, traveling from place to place. But normally what happens is that we wake up in the morning, we pray, we do an hour of personal prayer every single day. And then, we decide what we're going to do for the day, whether that looks like a travel day or if that looks like a retreat day or an encounter day is what we call it, and do ministry then. And then after, we also have an hour of team prayer where we get to really unite ourselves as one, as a team, and keep Jesus in the center of everything that we do, especially our team life. And then, we go around being on the national team. We live in different host homes with different families who just really generously open up their hearts and their homes to us and let us stay with them and let us just immerse in their family. And we get to minister to them and we get to talk to them through the generosity of them opening up their home to us. And then we kind of just do kind of random things throughout the day and go from there.
So that's a bit about like the Encounter Mission life. It's an awesome lifestyle, hectic lifestyle. And I might just talk a bit more about the MX local mission team life. So this is my second year with NET, and last year I got to serve in a small town on a local team called Bundaberg. So for that entire year, we were just based in the parish there. So we had a house there that the parish provided. We had a car that we drove around in. So kind of the day-to-day life there is in some ways very similar to the national team, except that we don't move around. So, you'd wake up again, you'd do your prayer, you'd do your hour of personal prayer, and then you'd have breakfast, usually as a whole team. we'd then jump in the car and we'd drive to one of the schools which we were at. We'd go to the same schools week in, week out. Pretty set weekly schedule as to when we're in those schools. And we'd go there, and then afterwards we'd do team prayer. We may do like a parish event with the parish afterwards, or if there's like a daily mass on or something, try to find that. And then we'd go back home, maybe do some fun stuff as a team, play some board games or something in the house, cook dinner. That is one thing you got to do on a local team that you don't always do on a national team. You have to do your own cooking. My first attempt at it was rather dismal, but we got there in the end.
What did you make?
I tried to make fried rice. It turned out more of a risotto, however.
Fried risotto.
Yeah, fried risotto. It was definitely an interesting situation. And from there, you might just hang out more as a team again. Like it's, you got your own house, so you can just chill, watch TV. You might all just split off and do your own thing. That's kind of just the normal day. Then go to bed. On the weekends, obviously, it's a bit different. No schools, so you'll have a youth group in the afternoon, that kind of thing. A lot more time to hang out as a team. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Cool. You guys did you have any experience with, what is it, the other team?
The FX,
yeah.
the uni. We've never actually...
We've never been to uni, the two of us.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you guys... Yeah,
right. So, neither of us have been really to uni, actually. But, it's pretty similar to a local team from what I hear. Every day you're at the campus. And what uni teams do is they really just try to interact with the students there. Yeah. They might go out and just find some people and just have a chat with them about anything really. Mm. But it's pretty similar day to day as a local team.
Cool. I just want to know as well, what made you want to do NET? I guess, what made you sort of want to apply for it? And then also, I guess you guys have been in NET for a long time, but what's your why for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. I can go first.
Feel free.
So growing up, my sister was someone who did NET as well. She did NET in 2014. And after she came back, she became our Dino Youth Coordinator. So she organised and ran 6 youth groups across the Gold Coast. And with that, I kind of fell in love with doing ministry. And when she came back, she encouraged me to go to youth group. And I remember just walking through the doors and remembering that I just felt like this was my second home. And I remember going back week in and week out and just being wow, these are friends who love me for who I am. And I felt so accepted in that place. And as I got older, going throughout high school, I was leading and being a youth group leader, that's something that I kind of want to do. And bless my sister, she gave me that opportunity in grade 11 and 12. She trained me up and she made me a leader in training. And she encouraged me to just really focus on the gifts that I had and just use them in such an amazing way. And ever since then, when I started being that leader at youth group, I just fell in love with what ministry was and fell in love with being able to journey with people and bring them closer to Jesus. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to do for my gap year after high school, that was kind of just something that kept coming up. And I remember just being oh, Jesus, I love ministry and that is something that I would love to do, but I guess kind of having those doubts and fears. But I think really believing that if Jesus is calling you to NET, then he is calling you to NET and he's going to find a way, no matter what doubts go through your head, no matter what you're freaking out about. Jesus is just going to calm all of those. And I'm so glad that I did, that I said yes and I applied because being able to minister to young people, being able to get to know them and build that relationship with them and to really journey with them, even if it's just for the day, being on the Natty team. But just being able to do that is so rewarding and so, I think I get brought closer to Jesus as well every time I help and every time I'm with a young person and just, being able to bring them closer to Jesus. So that's my why. But cool. Peter, over to you.
That's sick. I guess for me, I guess a bit about me is that growing up, I went through the sacraments in the Catholic Church and I'd go to mass with my family most weeks, 2 to 3 times a month kind of thing. And I was a bit involved in the church, I'd altar serve, I'd sing in the choir, those kind of things, but it was never more than just something I did. Honestly, I wasn't even sure if God was real throughout that whole time, but and during that time in high school, it was pretty tough as well. I was just picked on a bit. I just started feeling really unworthy, and not sure if I was like worthy of love or that kind of thing. And then in mid-year 10, a friend actually invited me to this retreat, which I didn't know at the time, but was run by a NET team. The NET team led that. And while I was there, I just straight away met these NET team, and they just had something else. They were joyful, they were happy, they knew who they were, but they weren't perfect. But they didn't mind that, and that to me was just something so profound and so just unheard of in my own mind. And yeah, I guess through that, on that retreat, I learned so much. I learned that you could have a personal relationship with Jesus. I learned that God actually does love you. It's not something that's just said in mass, that, Jesus loved me for who I was, and he loved everyone exactly how they were. And I learned that as a man, I was allowed to not be perfect. I was allowed to cry. I was allowed to have problems. And so much of this was taught to me through the testimony of those on the NET team, through my small group leader, just showing us that he was imperfect, he was broken, and he was okay in that. And I guess that just really set my life on a path where I became more comfortable in who I was. I opened up more. And I just wanted to be able to give what I had received there back. I took a few years of journeying more with this idea of having a relationship with Jesus, of the faith, of the Catholic Church, asking questions, encountering more NET teams, meeting more people. But yeah, eventually in year 12, a NET team came and ran our youth group once, and I was a leader of the youth group at this time, and I was just chucking the footy round with one of the NET team afterwards, just chatting. I was asking him a lot of questions about NET, and he was like, so Peter, you're asking a lot of questions, like, are you interested in doing that? And I just remembered his face being like, yeah, nah, not really. That night I went home, I jumped on my computer, I filled in the expression of interest, and the rest is history. And I guess the why do I keep doing this? I want more people to know that they are worthy of love, especially young men. I want more young men to know that they're worthy of love, even if they're imperfect. They're able to open up, they're able to share. And that's my why. Yeah, I want them to know the love of Christ and know that they are so worthy of that, no matter what.
Man, that's awesome. Far out. I guess for people who are listening who are like, maybe like something stirring in them, be like, oh, I don't know, this sounds kind of cool. What would you say to them? And yeah, like I guess in terms of practical things to think about if they are interested in NET, where should they go? What should they do about that?
I think like two big things for me anyway to do is pray about it and ask questions.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to find out more. That's the only way you're going to get answers. As Amy said, like if Jesus is calling you to NET, he'll make you know it. And if ask questions, and there are a few ways to get onto that.
So a couple of things. If NET is something that you are interested in, and you are baptized and confirmed in the Catholic Church, and you're between the ages of 18 and 30, and you really feel that pull in your heart that is just like, oh, maybe NET is something that I want to do. Maybe serving and being a missionary is something that I really want to do. Like Peter said, ask questions, and how Peter shared when he was with his story about filling out an expression of interest form. That's something that you can find online at our website, and it's just really just asking. It really gives you the opportunity to ask those questions about why do I want to do this, and as well as telling everyone who you are and letting the staff know who you are. Asking those questions of why do I want to do this, what makes me interested. It's something that you can do to get in contact with the staff, and staff can get in contact with you further if you really still feel that pull in your heart. All in all though, I would say definitely agree, pray 100%. If you feel that call and you're waiting for Jesus to tell you whether or not you're called, pray and be in conversation with him about it as well. Because he knows where he wants to call you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And with the expression of interest form, filling it out, as Amy said, allows the staff to get in contact with you. And from that, you're able to ask them any question you want. And they want to be there for you to answer those questions. So if it's a call if you feel like mission work is something you want to do, and maybe that could be NET, just don't not pray about it, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for your time. And we'll be praying for all the people that are listening and watching this, and please pray for us. Hopefully more people will apply for NET, and we'll be praying for you as well.
For sure. Thank you
so much.
Good.